Hi, Colioli Donut, Holy, Baby Luck, Jet, and Dawson. Story time with Granny. I'm going to read a little bit of Uncle Wiggily's Happy Days. Uncle Wiggily's Happy Days. Cousin Betty Flufftail. Once upon a time, when there was snow in winter and flowers in summer, there lived in a hollow stump bungalow a jolly old rabbit gentleman named Uncle Wiggily. His last name was Longears, for as you can see by his picture, he had very long ears. With Uncle Wiggily lived many rabbit children. There was Sammy and little Susie Littletail, and also Bunty, who was an orphan rabbit. There were other rabbits about whom you shall soon hear. After a while, so many little rabbits came to live with Uncle Wiggily in his hollow stump bungalow that he needed help to take care of them and in watching them to see that they did not get in danger from the bad chaps. Some of the bad chaps were a fuzzy fox, a wolf, and a bobcat. I'll tell you more about them in a short time. Uncle Wiggily one day was hopping outside around his hollow stump bungalow, which was in woodland near the Orange Ice Mountains. He was twinkling his pink nose and wondering how he was going to take care of the little mini bunny boys and girls. Some of them called him their daddy because he was like a real father to them. Other rabbits called him by his name, Uncle Wiggily. They all loved him. When Bunty, the orphan rabbit, came to live with Bunty, the orphan rabbit, first came to live with Uncle Wiggily, she called him Unky Wig. But after Bunty grew up and passed out of kindergarten class, she was not allowed to use any more baby talk. But once in a while, she would forget and call him Unky Wig. I don't know what I'm going to do if any more little rabbits come to live with me, said Uncle Wiggily one day. He was sort of talking out loud to himself when all of a sudden, a voice called out from the frog pond. I would like to help you take care of the little rabbits, said the voice. Who are you? Said Uncle Wiggily. I am Nurse Jane Fuzzy Wuzzy, and I am a muskrat lady, went on the voice. Out of the frog pond climbed the muskrat lady, her fur all sleek and shining with water. She had on a bathing suit. I will come and live with you and be your housekeeper, said Nurse Jane, who had a squeaky voice and a long tail. Then please come, invited Uncle Wiggily. I have so many little rabbit children living with me now that I don't know what to do. It keeps me busy just making carrot sandwiches for them. Yum. She went into the house, took off her bathing suit, put on a dress and a long apron, packed her birch bark valise, that's a suitcase, and some extra clothes and hurried away. Nurse Jane soon reached Uncle Wiggily's hollow stump bungalow and at once began housekeeping for him and the many little rabbit children. That's what you guys are, 4 little rabbit children. They loved the jolly rabbit gentleman with the pink twinkling nose so much that they never wanted to leave him. The jolly old rabbit gentleman was glad to have the muskrat lady for his housekeeper. Now I can have more time for adventures, he said. I shall spend happy days having adventures. And he did. But as time went on, more rabbits came to live with Uncle Wiggily. So he and Nurse Jane were kept very busy. Sometimes Uncle Wiggily could not find time to go adventuring. I declare I do not know what to do, said Uncle Wiggily one day to Uncle Butter, a goat gentleman. Why don't you ask Cousin Betty Flufftail to come help you, suggested Uncle Butter. Cousin Betty Flufftail? Ho-hum! I never thought of her, said Uncle Wiggily. I believe that would be a fine idea. I'll hop over to her burrow and ask her. Cousin Betty Flufftail was an old lady rabbit who lived in a house under the ground called a burrow. It wasn't far from Uncle Wiggily's hollow stump bungalow. Cousin Betty had a little bunch of fur for a tail. It was fluffy and wobbled up and down. So that's how she came to live in the hollow stump bungalow, so that Uncle Wiggily would have more time to go riding in his automobile or his airship. After that, everything was just fine and dandy, with Nurse Jane and Cousin Betty to take care of his little rabbits, some of whom called the rabbit gentleman Daddy, some of whom called them Uncle Wiggily. Jolly old Mr. Longears could go adventuring as often as he pleased. La 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 la, what fun I am going to find. Every day I'll be on my way for many kinds of adventures. One day, as Uncle Wiggily was hopping through the woods, while Nurse Jane and Cousin Betty Flufftail were in the bungalow looking after the little rabbits, the rabbit gentleman was twinkling his pink nose and wondering what adventure he might find, when all of a sudden, oh dear me, there is no more room in this chapter to tell you what happened all of a sudden. But I will tell you in the next chapter, if the egg beater will help the can opener to take the olives out of the goldfish jar and make a chocolate cake for the canary bird. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll be back for chapter 2 later. I'll just show you a picture here of Uncle Wiggily's home. He has long ears and a tall top hat. I love you, Locke, Cole, Jet, and Dawson. Have a wonderful night.